Hi, this is Joseph Winter from the movie Deadstream, and you're listening to the Horror Squad podcast.
Hello, welcome back to the Horror Squad podcast, episode number 362. Tonight we're talking about 2013's World War Z, directed by Mr. Mark Forster, starring Mr. Brad Pitt, everyone's favorite hunk, I think. I don't know, one of the tops for the people that gauge that stuff. I'm one of your co-hosts, Todd. We have Steve. We are Joeless today. As of this recording, Christmas is in 3 days. I know
Uh,
I get in trouble
yeah,
on
two
Discord when
days.
I say days wrong for you people.
Yeah,
It's 2 days away. It's 21st, 22nd.
22nd.
The 21st literally just started though.
Oh,
So like
23rd today. Jeez.
no, it's 21st today.
No, 23rd today, is it?
Holy shit, my computer
Yeah.
says 21st for some damn reason. All right, I'm wrong completely. That's weird. My computer says 21st, but my watch says 23rd. What's going on?
Yeah, you'll be spending Christmas like alone.
I know. I'm like, hello? Yeah, we're Joeless. He's traveling to Kansas, on a little vacation trip. But Steve and I are here. Steve, what's going on, man? Ready for
Not too
Christmas?
much. See, yeah, I'm as ready as I can get, I guess. Like, I'm
Yep.
going away to my hometown for like 14 hours.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna spend 4 hours driving for like 14 hours of family time. Yeah, no, it's totally fine. And just a little podcast note. We are ready to receive those year-end lists because that is 2 episodes away. We're doing it one episode further than usual because Joe's on vacation, so he can't like use this little book to tally things. So you have about a week and a half to send us those lists, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really curious this year what people put on their lists. I think it could be a little bit more diverse than some of the previous years.
Yeah, I'm interested in that as well. I was thinking it was kind of weak, and then it kind of turned around for me this year for the horror movies.
The,
So
the back half was definitely considerably better than the front half this year.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, Christmas for me, it's just got kids, so it's opening presents and eating food
Mhm.
and stuff like that. And I'm being miserable today because you're doing almost 40-year-old man stuff. We gotta go to
Yep.
the doctor and you gotta get cameras in certain places, which is not pleasant. But yeah, I'm doing my detox today, and we'll see how that goes.
I think the detox is worse, to be honest.
Really,
Yeah, it sucks, man. So your first time?
first time, yeah. Yo, we got a
Oh
first
man.
timer here.
No, I find the detox worse. The stuff they give you to drink sucks, and
Yeah,
yeah, it's just unpleasant. But it is what it is. So
yeah.
you
I
hit
don't
that
start the
age.
Yeah, I know. I don't start the detox till 5 p.m. It's 1:30 p.m. right now as recording. So yeah, I got the poop juice, is what I'm calling it.
Are you living in fucking England? It's
What's
10:30 in the morning.
I don't. It's the fucking computer, dude. It's the computer. The computer says, What is happening? Did
You're
I get
fucking
like
two days behind. You're fucking 4 hours in advance. Like, where are you?
did I get like abducted by aliens or something? And like
Seriously.
they returned me 2 days, whatever the fuck. Okay, computer, 12:21, time 1:30. What is going on, dude? Do I have any weird fucking like shave patches on my like
Yeah,
legs and they
right.
rode me or something?
Yeah,
Anyway,
you are like shaved all of a sudden out of
that's true.
nowhere. So
I
maybe,
did shave my head. Yeah.
yeah, it's a
It's like one of those things like I don't know, I just like the cool air.
yeah.
But that I look like
Oh
a
man.
fucking weirdo. But yeah, I'm gonna have the poop juice at 5, which is not a couple hours from now. It's like 7 hours from. I don't. You know what? I'm just fucking done for today. I'm not saying anything else. Let's talk about World War Z. What are we doing?
Yeah,
What
yeah. We're
watched?
doing What Were
Okay.
Z is the episode that we're doing.
I don't know what's going on, dude.
It's a
Delirious.
it's a movie we've been waiting for to do whenever he like gonna be off because Todd and I have been talking about doing this for a long
We like
time.
our zombie movies.
I like our zombie movies. We like our Max Brooks as an author,
Yeah.
and we'll see about it, the adaptations of his work
Yeah.
at the end of the episode. But yeah, let's do some what watch first. What are you watching? Anything? Are you pushing your 2024 list, or are you like kind of over it at
No,
this point?
I did a nice little run here. I did Smile 2. I did Heretic, and you haven't watched Heretic yet, right?
No, it's not
Okay.
available here. So
Okay. It just dropped for us. But yeah, I'll do Smile 2 because I know I missed that episode. And man, what an improvement from part one, man. like in every
Yeah.
aspect. Story wise, cinematography was really fucking cool. I didn't think the lead actress in the first one was bad, but the one in the second one, she was great. And essentially, if you haven't seen Smile 2, you probably listened to our episode already, but Smile 1 happens where some demon makes you kill yourself after a little while, and you kill yourself in front of someone, and you pass the demon on to them. They hallucinate for a while, and then they kill themselves, and so on and so on. Um, Part 2 picks off right where number one left off with her ex-boyfriend, the cop. He's trying to give the demon to some criminals, and it goes wrong, and he dies, and then someone else gets it, and then eventually the curse gets to like a pop star. She's like super fucking famous, right? Like we're talking probably Taylor Swift famous at this point. And she's just, goes through the same motions of those stories, trying to figure out if it's real, if it's not. No one believes her, and it's also compounded by her history of mental health and substance abuse. So people are already assuming she's like relapsing into drugs and alcohol, mental health instability, things like that. And we follow her along. What was her name? What was her name, Steve?
I don't remember. I know.
Sky. Her name was Sky. We're not good with names. Sky something. But yeah, she's great. I looked her up and she played Jasmine in the Aladdin remake,
That's
which
right.
is
Yeah.
cool.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like, is she like a legit singer and pop star? 'Cause she can like dance and everything. And apparently she is. Yeah, we follow her along. My gripes with it, it's way too long, man. Why are we doing over 2 hour movie? It doesn't need to be 2 hours. This is like a quick, hard hitting hour and a half, hour 45 maybe. They had a lot of stuff in there that I think could be cut out, like the pop music stuff. Like we don't need to see her fucking dancing and shit. Like we can establish that she's good at that, but do we really need to have whole scenes of her filming and practicing her show? I don't think so. There is one in particular scare that I fucking loved it, man. When she's in her apartment and every time she moves, the creatures move, and I'm like, holy shit! And they're like
That's
fucking
so good.
yeah, they're like hanging from the ceiling and they're like crowding over each other and they're all smiling, of course. And she tries to dash and they get so close and I'm like, man, that's like nightmare fuel right there. Amazing scene. Great acting. Cinematography is so good, man. So good. I love the tracking, steady cam shots and stuff like that. But I do think it was a little bit too long there. And I would have liked to see more from the cop from the first one. I thought I'm really liking his acting, man. Like in Strange Darling and this one and the first one, all that. But it is what it is. Overall, though, I give it a freaking solid 4 out of 5, dude. I was invested. I was creeped out. The kills are fucking cool. I like the creature design a lot. It didn't really do it all that for me when it was in bright daylight at the show, but I still thought it was cool. And then the ending too, not to spoil too much, but where's it going to go from here, man? Like they open this up globally for everybody, so I'm excited to see if they make a part three where it goes. Hopefully they stick to landing because the potential for the skill that they introduce is pretty damn cool. So 4 out of 5 for Smile 2.
Yeah, I believe they've actually greenlit the third one already.
Oh, neat.
It's going to be called World War S. So,
Oh, nice. Starring
yeah,
Brad Pitt.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a good one. Like really surprising, I think, just because the first one was kind of generic, but this one really pushed the boundary. So,
Yeah, dude, I love that. Honestly, that the cinematography's so good. I love
mhm.
when the camera's steady and they just do the pans. I love
Yeah,
it. So
yeah.
good.
It's awesome. My first one is a 2024 film that I watched over on VOD, and that is Rumors. So, Rumors stars Kate Blanchett, Charles Dance, Tywin Lannister, Roy Dupuis, for those who know him. It's basically the story of the G7 get together in Germany because of some kind of like catastrophic event that is happening in the world, and they need to get together to write a like memo to the world on how to deal with this catastrophe. So they decide that it's better if the G7 get together and like form this memo together. So there's like a united front going out to the world. Kate Blanchett plays I think she's the Chancellor of Germany. You have Roy Dupuis plays the Canadian Prime Minister, and Charles Dance plays the President of the United States and doesn't lose his British accent for some reason. So the president of the United States is British. I think he's supposed to be kind of Biden because he's like an old ass man. But I
He,
mean, I
he
guess
just lost his accent because he has dementia.
maybe like I don't know. It's super weird. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. So they go into the woods and they're like basically just a seven of them, and they need to draft this thing. But all of a sudden, like weird shit starts happening around them. They have to escape from like kind of like the pergola that they're riding the thing in. And once they go into the woods start transforming and there's monsters coming out and stuff. And it's up to the G7 to somehow escape the monsters, survive the monsters, and like put out this message. Meanwhile, there's a lot of like inner controversies between the countries. Canada is fucking sleeping with everyone. The US is like super lazy and doesn't want to do anything. Kate Blanchett is like super horny for fucking the Canadian Prime Minister. It's like
Oh,
it's this
nice.
whole thing. You have the other countries like Italy and stuff who are just like they just want to get the message out. It's like stop fucking around, stop being babies. It's a really weird movie. It feels like a movie that should be A24. It's not, but it's definitely one that feels like it should be. It's very, very like obscure and like different. It's not a very it's there, you don't see a whole lot going on. It's a lot of dialogue. It's a lot of imagination. Like they don't show the creatures all that much. They do show them once in a while, but not all that much. And yeah, it's the whole thing is kind of like a really abstract concept movie. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was boring at times. I thought it was dumb. There are so many like weird choices that they make that absolutely make no sense. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just too weird for my taste. It's just one of those things. So I wouldn't recommend it. It does pick up a little bit at the end, and the end is kind of clever. But yeah, there's a reason no one's talking about this, I think. And it's just not good. So I gave it 1.5 stars, and I found it on VOD.
All right, skip that one. We did our, I guess, almost annual rewatch of Krampus, which is just a fun movie. Love it.
Yeah.
Michael Dougherty's Krampus. But I'll talk about Heretic from 2024, starring Hugh Grant and some young ladies that I hadn't seen before, but they did an excellent job, and let me give them respect they deserve because they did great. Starring Sophia Thatcher and Chloe East. Topher Grace is in this movie? That's weird. I didn't fucking recognize him at all. But hey, Topher Grace is in there. So Heretic is basically about two young ladies, 20s or something like that, that are Mormon missionaries, and they're going, door to door to talk about their religion to people. They go to Hugh Grant's house, who's kind of secluded off in the woods a little bit. A little creepy already. He's a nice guy though. He's like, hey, like he's got a British accent. They don't say anything about it. It's in America, I think, but it doesn't matter. He's like, yeah, come on in. We got some blueberry pie in here, and my wife's in here. And she's like, oh, we need to um make sure that when we talk to you that your wife's present. Is yeah, she's in the fucking back. And then she's like, can we talk to your wife? She's like, oh, she's shy. And then like, some things go on when they're talking about religion, and he's like this super smart guy, and he's telling them how, well, religion is because blah 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 blah, and they're trying to be nice and accommodating because they're essentially trying to baptize them into their religion and stuff like that. So they're trying to like be nice and courteous, and then he makes up shit like, oh, the lights are on a timer, I can't change it. Oh, the door automatically locked, my bad, I can't open it until the next day. You'll have to go into the house, go through the back door, and they're like, that's fucking weird, dude. Can we talk to your wife still? He's like, oh no, she's doing this now. Like, motherfucker, where's your wife? You know what I mean? So essentially, Hugh Grant is this fucking weirdo that wants to keep the girls in his house because he wants to talk about religion to them. And they are the perfect candidates since they are ultra religious themselves. And I'll leave it at that, man. Heretic's good, dude. I fucking liked it a lot. Hugh Grant is excellent in it. The ladies, which I referenced earlier, are really good. The house setting is really creepy. It's off-putting. The dialogue is really it's sophisticated, but not in a way where you're gonna be like, what the fuck are they talking about? So that's nice. And I liked where it went. And I'll just leave it at that because I know it's really new and not a lot of people have had the opportunity to see it. But Scott Beck and Brian Woods, the directors and writers of this, did a great job. Do I have some issues with it? Sure. But once everyone talks about it, we can discuss those issues. But I give it a 4 out of 5 right now, and this one is another end of the year banger. So that's Heretic. It's currently streaming for VOD in the United States. I'm not sure about anywhere else, and I recommend it.
Nice. I hope I can see it before the year-end episode, but we'll see. Can't watch everything, so it is what it is. My final one this week is a movie from 2021 that I watched over on Tubi, and it's called Attack of the Giant Blurry Finger. So this is something I had on my watch list for a long time. I think it's something that our good friend Chuck had talked to me about a long time ago because we had a whole discussion about there's a whole series of movies starring like fingers. It's a weird thing, but Yeah, so I miss you, Chuck. And it finally came on Tubi, so I decided to check it out. Now it's listed as a horror drama, so I wasn't quite sure what to expect. And I'll say right off the top, this was not really a horror film. The story behind the movie, as opposed to the premise, is a couple of filmmakers were in quarantine during like COVID, and they decided to just make a no budget movie to pass the time. And they made this movie about a girl. She's very lonely, also very horny, and suddenly a blurry finger, starts like attacking her, and she needs to deal with this giant blurry finger that's coming after her. And at first, I'm like, okay, is this going to be like one of those like stalker movies, but with a blurry finger? Is it going to be kind of one of those ridiculous things? Nope, it was basically a softcore porno. She does all sorts of things with the finger, and she sleeps with the finger, and she has like emotional issues with the finger and everything like that. And it went in a really interesting way. And you would think this is really bad and it would get old really quickly, but surprisingly, I enjoyed the movie. And when it was over, I realized that it has actually a really interesting exploration of a woman's sexuality, loneliness, and isolation. And they do it in a really clever way. And I was not expecting that at all for a movie called Attack of the Giant Blurry Finger. I give major props, honestly, to this couple for doing this film, for going to places that surprised me. Like, I didn't think they'd go there, type of thing. And to have a zero budget film to be kind of this good. Now, of course, don't go in expecting fucking Heretic or something. It's still like super, I mean, no budget and everything like that. But you could do way worse than watching this movie. But I will warn you, of course, no kids around when you pop in this movie. The finger does blur thing, like it's obscures what you would think it would obscure and stuff like that. But still, it's a very sexually charged movie. So I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Yeah, very surprising movie, and I think people should check it out. If you're looking for something really obscure and abstract and entertaining, it's not super long either. So that's Attack of the Giant Blurry Finger over on Tubi.
Lots of nudity, I imagine. And
Maybe.
lots of fingering.
Or does the finger
Lots of
obscure the
fingering.
nudity?
Lots of fingering.
Yeah. It's a really I was like shocked at how interesting this film was. And of course, the first like I get on Letterboxd is the director. Or it's the star, I guess. He's the blurry finger. So
It's funny. Yeah, I saw
yeah.
the letterboxes, two people involved. That's cool. Just
Yeah, yeah, that's just them. And honestly, like it just shows to you with imagination and
yeah.
hard work, you can make a movie with fucking nothing. There's zero budget in this.
Nice. Speaking of movie, the final episode, Indiegogo campaign still live, but we don't have any updates because we're, holiday season and I'm
Mhm.
getting a camera at my ass tomorrow, so I'm not doing anything.
Which will be in the movie. We're getting the footage.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We're doing Magic School Bus and we're going inside for a trip.
Yeah.
All right, World War Z.
Yep.
All right, World War Z, first a book in 2006, written by Mr. What's his fucking name?
Max
Max
Brooks.
Brooks. There you go. And yeah, man, I love the book. First off, the fucking book's amazing. I read it like 3, 4 times at this point. But we are talking about the movie right now, and it stars Mr. Brad Pitt, who plays Jerry. And Jerry is a previous UN investigator. He's a hotshot dude. Not only is he a hunk, but he knows how to get his job done. We're talking about war reporting. We're talking about famine reporting. We're talking about pandemic reporting and shit. And then he's like, you know what? I'm gonna be a family man now. I want to hang out with my girls and my daughter over in Philadelphia. I want to make pancakes. I want to take them to school. I want to make sure my daughter has asthma, doesn't have asthma attacks. It might come in a story a little bit later, but they never come up again. Yeah, but basically, like I said, he's a family man, and then they're going to school, and then shit starts happening, man. They're in lockdown traffic, like what's happening? Fucking cops are speeding by and shit, and then explosions happen. People start running around. Jerry witnesses, that's Jerry with the G, by the way, starts witnessing like people just going fucking rabid and killing each other, and then he takes his family, and they run away, and he's trying to get in contact with his old UN boss, and he's like, Jerry, uh, Get to a safe place, and I will get you tomorrow with that helicopter and get you and your family out because I fucking need you because there's no one else in the world that can do this job but you. So you're very special to me." He's all right. And he's running around. His daughter has asthma attack. He goes gets a fucking asthma treatment. He goes to an apartment building. They befriend a family. The family gets killed, but he takes the son with him. Now you're my son too, man. Come on. They get on the roof. Matthew Fox from Lost comes, has 2 minutes of screen time as a Navy SEAL. They get out, and eventually we get to the core story where zombies are attacking worldwide. They're super fast. They climb over each other. It fucking sucks. He's gonna outrun them. Yes, Kat, I know. And then Jerry is sent on a mission with this hot shot young a guy that knows how to fucking deal with sicknesses. He gets sent with him to try to track down like the origin of this virus and how to combat it. Because if you get the origin, you can fucking figure out how to stop it or some shit like that. So Jerry goes from country to country, trying to track down leads and try to save the world. I know this film was in development hell for like quite a while, and production was really rough with it too. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I know they got flagged in certain countries for weapons and shit like that, and it was just all over the place. Um, if you are a fan of the book, like Steve and I are, this movie is so different. So different. It's 100%. The only thing that's the same is there's zombies and the character's name is Jerry, right? Other than that, um, because the book is about a writer doing like basically like a documentary and interviewing like people from different countries, astronauts, fucking ex-presidents, stuff like that. And this one is literally this UN investigator going trying to figure out how COVID started. Um, that being said, man, like there are a ton of problems with this movie. The pacing is all over the place. They botched the source material so bad, but there's something about this that I really fucking like, and I can't really place my finger on it. It's weird that Brad Pitt is in this movie too. This does not seem like a Brad Pitt A-list, top of the line, top of the food chain actor doing this movie is strange. Hey, more power to you. But I feel like there was a lot of stuff that maybe made more sense on paper than what they got in the final product here. But overall, I enjoy it, but I might love it and I might hate it at the same time, if that makes sense. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I really like the book, but like you said, the book takes place 10 years after the events of the zombie apocalypse. So if it would have worked, it would have probably been like an anthology almost. Like he recounts different things that happen in different countries based on the interviews that he's doing. So I don't know how it would have worked as a movie, but this is far cry from what that is. I do understand what they're trying to go for to kind of make it like the book where he goes to different countries by trying to find at first it's patient zero and then some kind of cure or something like that, but it feels disjointed. It really does. There's some sections that are really good and some that are like way too quick and some that are they just when it gets interesting they leave that place, like it's just I don't know, it just didn't feel cohesive, and that probably has a lot to do with the way the production went. Like you said, it was a completely development hell. They did a bunch of reshoots, like 7 weeks of reshoots or some shit like that. It was just like a total mess, but there are some things in this that I really, really love as well. I think the first sequence in Philadelphia is fantastic. There's something about these like infected slash zombies that I really like because you have to think of the progression of like zombies over like film history. You have the kind of Romero zombies, which are slow and are really only dangerous like in numbers or if they sneak up on you. And then after that, that didn't super work as much anymore. So then you go up to like 28 days later, or the Dawn of the Dead remake, where they're fast zombies and things like that. So how do you progress from there? And they decided that it would be zombies that can essentially climb over each other because there's so many and they're so fast that you're really not safe from them anywhere. So I appreciate their like interpretation of zombies, which makes it an interesting film, but it's got a lot of issues at the same time. And it's too bad that that does.
Let's talk about um, the 12 seconds to turn thing. Is that consistent throughout the film? Because I know Jerry makes a big scene of like he sees a victim and for some fucking reason he's like, I'm gonna count to see how to see how long it takes for it to turn, which I guess is why he's top fucking UN investigator, right? He
Mm.
he he looks at the details. But yeah, essentially 12 seconds from infection. And then there's a really cool scene where he's about to kill himself and he counts off because he got blood in his mouth. Why didn't he not turn? Did I miss the reason he didn't turn from getting blood in his mouth?
It's from the bite, and that's
Bite only? Okay.
yeah. They kind of explain that when David Morse comes in and he's like taking his teeth out. Uh,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so it's the bite that spreads the infection, not the
Not
blood.
not the blood. That
Yeah.
would explain why Daryl never gets fucking infected in Walking Dead, even though he puts fucking used arrows in his mouth.
Yeah.
But
Well, actually, in The Walking Dead, they're already infected.
that's true. But Steve, you know what? Stop. We're not getting into, we're not going into that.
It's, but yeah, I like the 12-second thing. I especially like when like he like goes up on a ledge
Yeah,
and
that's
he counts
cool.
12 seconds because he knows that he's going to kill his family if he does
Hmm.
turn, but if he's on a ledge, he'll probably fall off.
Yeah.
Is it consistent? So
No.
so. Yeah, so yeah, because they do have a couple people who get bit and it takes longer.
And the
But they
military guys too in Korea say something too like that. Like, oh, I saw him turn in fucking 20 minutes or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
and I'm wondering if it depends. Like if you have a disease, it takes long, like
Maybe severity.
yeah, severity. Because I also think I forget what her name was, the girl that he like kind of drags around the whole movie.
Oh, the Israeli soldier?
Yeah, that she gets bit, and there's a good 4 or 5 seconds before he
That's true.
decides to cut her hand off. If she turns in 12, it would have gone way past her hand in 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah, because that's got to get in your bloodstream super fucking quick to be 12
Exactly.
seconds.
So yeah,
That's true.
it's
Maybe it's like rabies though. Like if you get bit in like a lower extremity, it takes longer to get to your brain.
maybe yeah. They don't
Yeah.
really, but
Well, they do talk
that's
about that though in the beginning. There's a rabies
right.
thing going on, which is probably the zombie outbreak. They just didn't know yet. Anyway,
Mhm.
yeah, the whole sequence of Philly is fucking cool.
Yeah,
And
and
then
you know what my favorite part of the Philly sequence is actually?
Matthew
Uh,
Fox.
no, yeah, no, yeah, who got completely cut after he punched out a
Yeah, was
woman.
that? I was gonna ask, was that the reason because he punched some
Yeah,
bus driver?
that's exactly what it is, I
What a
think.
piece of shit.
Yeah, definitely. And we haven't seen him much
No, he
since
hasn't
then.
done anything.
So,
And he was
he
amazing in Lost, dude. I fucking love Lost.
he was also amazing in Bone Tomahawk. Uh,
Oh, Bone Tomahawk's a banger, dude.
yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah, so my favorite part of the Philly secret is actually the drugstore
Oh yeah,
because
yeah,
you have a
yeah.
guy who's like in the drug section and he shot someone and Brad Pitt's like, oh fuck, this guy's like here to steal all the drugs. But no, he actually made it upon himself to protect the drugs and only give what people need, not, like the
Oh, I
total
didn't
free for
realize
all.
that. I never put
Yeah.
that together.
Yeah, because he's like, what does she want? What does she need? And he grabs the drugs that she needs and he's like, she should also take this because it's going to help with
See,
whatever.
I thought he killed the fucking
I,
drug store guy.
no, I think he's killing looters. I
Oh,
think he is the drugstore guy just in plain civilian clothes. But
okay.
that's how I took it anyway, is
All right.
that he's actually doing like the good deed and he's protecting the drugs for people who actually need them, not just people that are looting, as you see people are looting the food and stuff. So
Got it.
I
That
do
makes
like that
sense.
scene too, where the cop, like
He's like, fuck you.
Jerry thinks he's about to get arrested because he shot someone, and the cop's like totally does not give a shit.
Yeah.
He's like just
Every man
looting
for
as well,
himself at
right?
that
Yeah,
point, dude. Which
exactly.
is I have a note too. Attempted rape scene. Like
Mm.
wh- what? So they're in the supermarket. Jerry has to get asthma medication like Steve just talked about. And then some fucking shitbags kidnap his wife essentially and try to rape her in the middle of the store, dude. First of all, the salt scenes are gross,
Mm.
always. But
Always.
secondly, like, is it needed at this point in the story?
No,
Like, not at all.
no, it isn't.
It doesn't do anything to the story at all. It's just gross.
I don't know if they had like some other concept that they want to go with there, but no, it didn't. It didn't work at all. But other than that, though, I think the Philly sequence is fucking amazing. Like the
Yeah, and
movie
Jerry
starts
shoots those
off,
motherfuckers, so that's good.
yeah, and I like the progression
Mhm.
of calm to chaos.
Yeah.
It's insane. Yeah.
Which I don't think any movie has surpassed Dawn of the Dead remakes
Oh
opening.
fuck, goddamn.
Because
That.
that's just like that's the pedigree, right? That's A plus right there. Top shelf. But this one does pretty dang good.
Mm,
I wrote down here Tommy is a G. He's a kid that they adopt because his family passes
yeah, yeah,
in the
yes.
apartment, and he's just a great kid.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I looked at Matthew Fox, and man, that boy needs to get it together because he's a good actor, but he can't be an asshole, buddy. Like, come
No,
on, man.
exactly.
You know what? Did you see originally his character was supposed to sexually coerce Jerry's wife and like make her bang him?
Oh,
Because I
really?
think that, yeah, I don't remember if that was in the script or it was filmed and they cut it, but um, because you know how they say like, oh, Jerry's family can't stay on the boat because they think Jerry's dead and they only
Right.
want essential personnel. So I think Matthew Fox's character says like, if you fuck me, you can stay on the boat, and that
Oh, okay.
happens. I don't remember, that's which is gross. So I'm glad they
Yeah.
got rid of that too.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, I thought it was really funny that the the hotshot young doctor's like, oh, Planet Earth, she's a fucking bitch, dude. Like, we're gonna fucking figure this out. I know exactly how to fix this. Before we get to the funniest part, I think it's so stupid that this this like Earth-ending mission,
Mhm.
right, to save planet Earth, they send three fucking Navy SEALs as escort. I'm like, send the whole fucking army with them, dude.
Seriously.
You morons.
Yeah.
And then he immediately fucking dies immediately
Immediately. Yeah.
by a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head because he falls. So for those of you who haven't seen it, they land in Korea and he's coming out of the fucking C-130 or whatever it is, and he panics, he slips and falls and shoots himself in the fucking head. I thought it was so funny.
Yeah.
Like I think they should have just had him ripped up by a zombie, honestly, because it's just so comedic him killing himself.
hmm Yeah,
But
I like the swerve that you expect he's going to be a big character.
yeah,
He dies within like a fucking minute of landing in Korea,
right.
but it could have been a better way than that. But who knows? Like, yeah, some things are just that's the way it should happen sometimes. Like
Yeah.
kind of a weird story, but my great grandfather, my great great grandfather, one of the two, was the first or second firefighter to die in Canada. And the way that he died is the way it used to happen is that they'd get the truck and they'd blare it through the main street, and then the firefighters would jump on the truck from their houses to like go to the fire because they didn't have like fire. It's not like set up like it is today. And he jumped on this fire truck and slipped and fell under the wheel and got killed. So like my grandfather
Damn.
still has the article on it. It's
Oh, R.I.P. Steve's great grandfather.
yeah. So sometimes like it's just stupid accidents like that. You don't. It's just the way it is. So I guess it could be realistic, but to shoot himself in the head was just like, well, okay, I guess
Yeah.
we're done with that character.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's go back to The Walking Dead with what's his name saying that he's on an important mission because he can uh
Oh, that's
fix
Eugene.
Eugene, yeah. I would have liked the Eugene ending for him too. Like he's just full of shit. The
Yeah,
the
right.
doctor. That would be cool.
Yeah. Although it never
Um
ends up saving the day, but yeah.
yeah. So there's a plot hole in this one in Korea where they go to the Koreans, these American soldiers in Korea, and supposedly this is like one of their base doctors went off base to help some people, and he was bit. There's no way that that doctor makes it back to the base because it's 12 seconds turn or
hmm
20 minutes. Like, where was he? He was in a rural area, so that's your plot hole right there.
Right.
So they take him back, and that's kind of the first inkling Jerry gets of like, oh shit, like the zombies kind of ignore certain people because there's an American soldier that has a bum leg, which the zombie won't kill him because he has a bum leg. Get the fuck
hmm
out of here with your nonsense. But yeah, the zombie apparently didn't like him because he had a fucking
But
he
it
rolled
might
his
not.
ankle.
It might not be just that though. It could be like a degenerative disease that he has that
Maybe
is starting to manifest itself with his ankle. So
that's true.
yeah, he could have
Um,
bone cancer or something. Like we don't
yeah,
know.
that's very true. But yeah, they go to Korea and then they're like,
Do
oh
you find that the whole Korea was kind of just like too quick? Like they're in and out so quickly in Korea that it just I don't know, it felt
yeah, I don't.
underwhelming.
It was. It was strange because they talked about some great shit in there.
hmm
Like North Korea is handling it because they had in 24 hours they removed all their citizens' teeth, and that's why the
Right.
CIA guy they have captured is removing his teeth, like you mentioned earlier,
hmm
which is a wasted fucking character,
Oh
dude.
my
It's
God,
just
David Morse is such a great actor too.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know because the book in North Korea they don't know what happened to him because they all went underground and there could be 10 million zombies that
Yeah,
are just waiting
yeah.
to be released.
In the book, they just disappeared. Like
Yeah,
no one is actually sure what happened to all the
yeah,
Koreans.
they're
It's
all
it's weird.
gone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they just disappeared.
it's so
Yeah,
cool.
which is an interesting concept.
Yeah, but they don't get the answers they want and they go to Israel?
Yep.
Okay.
Because which not India, Israel, because India is apparently where they think the virus had been,
Oh
But
yeah, why don't they go to India? Because it's
they
off.
go to Israel because Israel is the country that was the first one to start like preparations for
Oh yeah,
the zombie apocalypse and had a contained city because they closed off Jerusalem because they already had the wall structure for it.
got it.
So that's why they go to Israel.
So all Israel's overrun at this point, except for Jerusalem, right?
Basically,
It's
yeah,
walled off.
yeah.
Okay,
You see it like the whole perimeter of the walls like full of
got
fucking
it.
zombies trying to get in.
Which is dumb. They they have the helicopters patrolling, but they don't
Mm,
fucking notice this
right,
human bridge of zombies coming up to the top because
because it's
the
prayer.
people are praying and screaming and shit, which is stupid as fuck, man. It's a great sequence.
It
It
is.
looks really
It
neat.
looks
It reminds me,
cool.
yeah, it reminds me of Starship Troopers when they're breaking into
Yeah.
at the end there. But like, man, it makes drop a couple fucking grenades down there, man. Solve
Mhm.
your problem. But I don't know. But they go to Israel because Steve said, yeah, they're trying to see like, hey, what tipped you off? And they're like, well, someone made a report and they said zombie. And he's like, bullshit. You fucking close your country because someone said zombie, and I don't honestly don't remember why they said
Right.
they did it. Was that the only reason?
No, well, again, the movie doesn't do a great job of explaining it. The book explains it a little
Oh,
bit
book's
better.
so good, dude.
They were essentially they were the first, first one to find out, or the first ones to like react, and they
Take it
actually
seriously.
they took it seriously because the U.S. doesn't, right? That's a big
Uh,
part of the book, and yeah, so they took it seriously. It's basically the answer. Yeah.
okay, okay.
And I love what the doctor or whoever that like the main guy, like the Jerry of Israel,
Oh yeah,
says. The whole 10th man concept,
yeah.
which I think is brilliant, is that if 10 people agree on a solution, then you need to have one of those 10 go on the basis that they don't agree with the solution and try to do everything they can to disprove it. Because if everyone agrees, people are just going to do stupid shit, and you'll
I
never.
like it.
Yeah,
I
it's a
like it.
cool concept that they need to have one person work against what you're doing just to like force the idea. It was a cool thing.
It does make a lot of sense too to the context of the world with Israel taking it seriously.
Because
Um,
they know war, right? They're like,
they're surrounded by it, yeah.
yeah,
And it was really cool sequence too. Like he gets his guard, and they're running through the streets of Jerusalem, which is really cool sequence, dude.
yeah,
So fucking cool.
it
Like all the
is.
zombies are overrunning military positions, and they're in like some kind of tunnel system or something that starts collapsing, and then
Yeah, well, the streets of Jerusalem are super tight, right? Because they built so much within such a small area that it's all basically quick, like tunnels, right?
have you ever been there?
I've been to Italy, which is similar.
Okay, cool.
There's like little cities in Italy that have very like
The old world.
narrow streets and shit like that, and yeah, that's why they all fucking drive around Vespas and not cars mostly. Yeah,
Little fake cars. Yeah, like fucking Russell Crowe
right.
in
Yeah,
classic
yeah,
Sizzle.
exactly.
I always think about other countries in World Wars or in zombie apocalypses, and World War Z covers this great,
Mhm.
fucking fantastically, where, you know, in America and, Canada and all that, we have guns and stuff, but a lot of these countries don't. And then they have to go to like hand-to-hand combat, which is insane. And World War Z has some fantastic sequences in the book
Mhm.
covering how like they deal with not having firearms as protection. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
But missed opportunity once again for this. But yeah, I mean we already covered when Jerry cuts off that female soldier's arm.
yeah,
But let's talk about the fucking the pilot that just says nope. He fucking leaves.
yeah, yeah,
The whole
yeah.
movie he's chauffeuring them around, and then he's like, "Nah, I'm fucking out." What happened to him, dude?
Yeah, who knows?
What do you think
Like,
happened to him? Where'd he land? Where'd he go?
right? Yeah, who knows? I'm surprised they let Jerry on the plane though. Like that seemed
Oh, no
unrealistic.
fucking way they're stopping the plane.
In that kind of chaos, there's no fucking way that they're stopping the plane. The plane would have been like, "Fuck that noise."
Dude, we saw that happen in Afghanistan when our people pulled out
Oh
and
yeah,
they're just running people over with
right,
C-130s.
right. Oh
Like,
yeah, right.
especially in a pandemic,
Yeah,
and you see
and you
him,
see the zombies everywhere. Like,
yeah, and
yeah,
then
no,
he's carrying a girl that's clearly something's wrong with her.
right, yeah,
Like, I'm
right.
not letting this motherfucker into the cockpit of all places
Yeah,
just because she has a M4. Who gives a shit?
yeah. I like Sagan though, like the Israeli soldier. She's cool.
Yeah,
Like,
she's good.
yeah,
She's tough.
yeah, she's super tough, and I like that.
I, which leads me to a scene where I'm like, shut up, Brad Pitt, where he cut off her arm
Yep.
and he's gonna do medical aid to her, and it's a stump. That would, you know what I mean? And he's like,
Hmm.
hey, basically saying, hey, suck it up. Like,
Yeah, yeah, right,
shut up, Jerry.
exactly. Yeah.
What do you have? You got a fucking hangnail from fighting a zombie? I got my arm cut off, bitch.
Right? Yeah.
But they get on the plane and it's like a Belarus or some shit like that
Yeah, yeah, it's
airplane.
Belarus plane.
And I don't know, take it from here. What happens?
Okay, so he needs to alert the pilot that they need to go to a place that has some kind of infectious disease like facility, like either WHO or like CDC type situation. So he goes to the door where the pilots are and he knocks on it. Of course, they're not going to answer. It's just a fucking civilian. He holds up a phone and they're
Yeah.
like, "Okay, we should probably answer it." No fucking way. Because he has a phone, they're like, oh yeah, this guy's probably important.
He means business.
Yeah, in a fucking apocalypse, like who knows what's going on back there? Someone's gonna try to take over the plane, probably. Nope, they did. So he hands them the phone, and they fucking call him, and they're like, okay, you can go to this place that has a WHO station and stuff like that. And then probably the craziest sequence in this whole fucking movie, one of the like flight attendants opens a was it a bathroom door or a closet door or something, and
Something
there's
like that.
a zombie in it, and then the whole plane starts erupting in chaos. And what does Jerry decide to do? I'm gonna use this fucking grenade and blow up the fucking side of the plane and hope to survive.
Hey, it
So
worked,
I mean, it worked, but
kind of.
I don't think it would actually work.
Crashed the fucking plane, but hey.
Yeah, yeah, tries to play in like will look like maybe the Alps or something. So
Yeah, how did they
in a
No,
live situation.
they crashed near the
Yeah, but
where they needed to
almost
be,
so
right?
near that him with a fucking like blade in his chest and her with a fucking stump like walked. They're maybe like they crashed probably like 10
The
minutes away from
front
the
lawn, dude.
WHO. Like it's yeah.
Which is which is dumb because they're basing this whole thing off. Why don't they just get Jerry to fly the fuck back to wherever their stronghold is
Mhm.
instead of like, all right, you and the one-armed soldier, all our hope is with you. Go
Yeah.
to this research lab that we haven't talked to because they're not answering the phone, and hopefully it's not overrun or destroyed, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, hey, give me a fucking break. Like, have them come back to the aircraft carrier fleet, like they were. Like that's the safest spot,
Hmm.
and then
Yeah.
regroup, and then maybe get some fucking new soldiers to escort you
Something.
instead of a
Yeah.
one-armed lady. Like,
Nope. No,
I mean, she's tough, but come on now.
they crash land perfectly exactly where they needed to be, within walking distance of where they needed to be. So they walk over to this WHO facility. Jerry conveniently passes out at the gate, and then he wakes up 3 days later. So that shows how much of a rush they were in because apparently they had 3 days, no problem. And there's what, like six people still working there, and in one wing that's secure, and that's where they decide to like test out his theory that if you have an infectious disease, you might be ignored because he saw two people in probably 2 million people that were walking around. Apparently, no one's sick in fucking Israel except for those two people. And he saw them not get attacked. I'm like, I don't know. I feel if you, Todd, went to the mall today, there are
Yeah.
probably at least 10 people that you like come in contact with that have some kind of disease that the zombies would probably ignore.
Yeah, there's
But
always some motherfucker coughing too.
yeah, you saw two in all of fucking Jerusalem. I'm calling bullshit. I think it's
Plus,
good.
like, I just don't buy it from the zombies' point of view.
Mm,
Like, it's not like they're walking around. They're going, running 60 miles per hour. And this one kid just like they flood around him. Like they don't even want to touch him.
right.
I don't know. It's just, it's a little too convenient. And then it
Hmm.
leads to like really fucking dumb, dude. We need to infect ourselves with a fatal disease, near fatal disease.
Yep.
Everyone in the fucking world that's alive needs to get AIDS, and then we'll fucking cure them. But the
Basically.
zombies won't bite us.
Yeah.
Like, why don't we
Yeah.
just kill the zombies, dude?
Exactly. It's going to act as camouflage
Give
for the
me a
zombies.
fucking break. So they're God. So like they have this whole sequence where they go into the unsecured part and they're sneaking around like fucking The Last of Us, right? And make sure they
Yeah.
don't click on fucking broken glass and shit like that.
Basically, yeah.
And then how do you feel about the clicking zombie that like clacks his
I,
teeth?
I like it.
Yeah.
It's a cool effect. Yeah. It's like
It's creepy.
It's creepy.
It's
Yeah,
just weird because
this
none of the other ones do that.
no, the zombies in general, I thought were pretty creepy. When we actually got a full like shot of them.
When they weren't
Uh,
CGI fucking
right?
Muppets.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but yeah, it's a weird. It just felt out of place. It's more something you would see in a video game than a movie. I feel. It's just like
That sequence, the
yeah,
stealth
that
sequence.
the entire last act. And it just I don't know. It didn't with a movie that was so intense for the beginning and then the middle in Israel to have such a kind of like fucking dull ending is just
Yeah, it's a momentum zap, dude.
yeah.
Like he, oh God, I didn't
Close
even.
it's like hit the brakes on the whole movie.
I didn't. I'm still stuck on them crash landing a fucking plane
Yeah.
in the middle of a pandemic with zombies, and they fucking just walk to the thing, not get
Yeah.
killed.
And I also like to point out that two people survived that plane crash, and it happened to be Jerry and Sagan.
Jerry, Sagan's a beast, dude.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sagan's a beast.
she went to like fucking like take a shit like while he was still like recovering from the airplane. Like she had all this time. Who knows where she
Yeah,
was?
no harm, no problem.
Nope, no harm. Yeah, no
She's
problem.
good.
Yeah.
That's her slogan. Let's see. Yeah. So Jerry is in like stuck in a lab where the only way he can get out is either kill the one zombie he has to fight. Just kill that one zombie, Jerry. You can take him
Yep.
out.
Yep.
But instead, he doesn't even know what he infects himself with, right?
No, he like basically put a bunch of infectious diseases in a tin can and just picks one at random, I think. And it's funny because they're kind of like pointing towards like don't take that one, that'll kill you instantly. Don't take that one.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really go any. We don't know what he takes.
No.
Like, did he look at the bottle? Or does it say
Wouldn't
like
it say on the label what the fuck it
yeah.
is?
Well,
Because
it could be the medical term too, though. I don't know if he would know
yeah,
it.
but yeah, but even if it's like the flu, it'd be like SARS 2 point, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Like a layman would understand it,
You
but
would
I
think
don't
so,
know,
huh?
maybe. Especially Jerry's fucking top dog. You know, it would have been
Who knows?
hilarious though if he took the zombie serum. It just
Yeah,
fucking
that would be
turned
so
into a
funny.
zombie.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
like, oh fuck. Like, oh well.
Yeah, that would be funny. And I'm pretty sure that the entire end sequence is the reshoots because I'm also very sure that it was sponsored by Pepsi because
Oh, when he gets the Pepsi?
he kicks a was a Mountain Dew can around or maybe a Sprite can, I forget, one of the two. He fucking goes to a Pepsi machine and grabs it like grabs the Pepsi, drinks it like almost like a fucking ad, and
He
then
goes,
like drops the Pepsis to save the day. Like,
but
goddamn,
he could
dude.
have. I guess he could have. Could so in theory, so they infect the military, right?
Mhm.
No. They affect the whole fucking populace because
Yeah,
there's a scene where they're
it's all.
airdropping infectious diseases to people. And I thought it was really funny because the kid that gets the aid package, he's so disappointed that's not a Pop Tart. And it's like it's a fucking we're starving to death and you're giving us AIDS to inject into ourselves? Like
Hmm.
I'm just assuming it's AIDS at this point.
No,
But
they said what it is. It was a mix of H1N1,
so they get the
SARS,
flu and the zombies don't like the flu.
SARS, and something else. It's like a mix of three different diseases or something.
Ah, that's so stupid.
Yeah, it's all stuff that they could cure, I think. So
We, okay.
it
So
is what
everyone
it
just
is.
gets the flu.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, everyone get the flu and then we're good. Okay,
Mhm.
well. There's still going to be because remember the projection of losses was at like 5 billion people at that point.
Okay. Yeah, that actually reminds me of a scene in this movie where there's a big board and it's tallying like the losses in the
So
world.
someone's calling it in. Oh,
Are you kidding me? Like, there's a fucking incident at someone's house, and they're like, it's been a day. They're like, we don't know what the death toll in the house is. They can't count like two people, but they can
yeah,
fucking they have a counter for every human on the planet when they have no communication with anyone. They're just, oh
yeah.
God,
They figured it's all tracking device. I don't know.
yeah, who knows? Like,
It doesn't make any sense. I get it. It looks cool, but if you think about it, you're like, really?
right?
So at this point, it's like 100,000 people versus 6 billion zombies, and
Yep.
because they have the flu,
Hmm.
the humans will win. Come
Yep.
on, man. Um,
Yeah. Well, I
and then
mean,
it.
they're safe in Canada now, so
That's true.
yeah,
It's nice and cold.
yeah, exactly. Cold and it's islands and
Yeah, remember in the book they go to Canada and they all freeze. The
Yep. Yeah,
zombies.
yeah, the frozen zombies are it's like a whole thing in the book where frozen zombies is like a whole thing and
Yeah,
also the northern countries have a harder time because the freeze does something to them. It's like yeah, it was
they thaw out and come back.
Yeah.
so that people have to go around and like kill them as they're frozen, which is pretty
Hmm.
cool.
Hmm.
That book is so fucking good.
Right. Yeah.
Have you ever listened to the audiobook version
No,
of
but
it?
I read somewhere, I don't remember who it was, but there's like some legit names that do the voices, eh?
They do. Yeah, yeah. So I read it a couple times and I listened to the audiobook the last time and Mark Hamill does the battle of remember in the American Battle of Yorktown or
Yeah.
something like that? He's the soldier in that one.
Okay.
There's a ton of high quality actors that do it.
Yeah. I'm
It's
not
super
a
good.
fan of audiobooks,
That's a
so
road trip book for you to listen to though, man. I think
yeah,
you'd like it.
maybe I should try next time I go to Carolina or something. Um,
Yeah. Or Monterville. We'll see.
yeah, yeah, we'll see.
And then the movie kind of ends.
Yep, it just ends. They go to Canada and
It's done.
happily ever after.
Allegedly.
Yeah, so
It's
apparently
just
it was the first part of a trilogy. Um,
uh
yeah, and they actually apparently were like really close to making part two in 2018 or 2019
with Brad Pitt
with
still.
yeah, with not only Brad Pitt but what's his fucking name? David Fincher directing.
That
Uh,
would have been sick.
yeah, yeah, and the only reason apparently it didn't go into production is because China said they wouldn't distribute it.
Yeah, fuck them. We don't
Yeah.
need you, World War Z.
Actually, the reason that India is the case zero is because it was China originally, and they changed it just because China wouldn't release it if they said
They
China.
got mad.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well,
Well, the movie did well. It did 530 million on a 120
I,
million dollar budget or
I
something.
was looking at that. Yeah, that's very well.
Yeah.
It's shocking they didn't get it made.
Hmm.
Um, man,
And
the Indian stuff in the book's great too.
yeah, yeah, it is.
Like the final stand of the captain or whatever that like cuts off the path.
Hmm.
Uh, that's man,
But yeah,
I'm gonna pull this shit off the shelf and start reading.
the book is great. Like people read the book. Yeah.
Read the book, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I like the movie though,
The
man.
movie's good too. Yeah.
It's like I think there's some great stuff. Maybe it's because we know the source material,
Mm.
but I think there's some great stuff here. It's just the pacing. They need to fix it. Or well, they
Did,
can't, but
did you watch the unrated version or the regular the theatrical?
I think theatrical.
Okay, because I have no idea what I watched the unrated version because I have it on
Oh, you
Blu-ray.
did? Isn't that
Yeah,
longer?
it's longer, but I don't know what the difference is.
World
Like, there's
War
nothing that
Z
really stood out
unrated.
as like,
Let's look. The unrated version of World War Z is about 7 minutes longer than the theatrical version. Includes more action and alternate shots. So you get more action and alternate shots, Steve. So you get
excellent. Yeah, it's
and
funny because I put the disc in at first.
uh
And I'm watching, I'm like, God, it looks like shit. Like, why does it look so awful? So I went back to my thing and I accidentally grabbed the DVD, not the Blu-ray. And
uh
the DVD is theatrical, but the Blu-ray was unrated. So
God, I'm trying to look in Reddit. I guess there's an alternate ending that they didn't finish the effects for us that so we'll never get it.
Hmm.
I don't know.
What does Letterbox have to say about it before we give our
Letterbox
thoughts?
says the following. Fuck this movie. No. It's a 3.1.
Okay.
It's not bad. Out
Yeah,
of 47,000 people that
pretty
reviewed
good.
it and 1.1 million that watched it. It's pretty cool.
Nice. And also to answer your question before, why did they get Brad Pitt for this movie? His production company bought the rights to
Oh,
adapting the book, which is why they got him.
well, did fucking Brad Pitt not read the book?
Apparently.
Come on, Brad.
Yeah.
Honestly, I know we hate on TV shows, but this would be a great TV show.
It would be
It's
because
just,
this one makes sense for a TV show because it's
yeah,
different like stories and different
yeah.
yeah, I agree.
Imagine, dude, like there's a episode of just him talking to the astronauts that were stuck in the ISS
Right.
station. That was cool. It
That was
wasn't even
cool.
zombie related. It was just them fucking stuck up there while the world
Yeah,
ended.
exactly.
Man, come on, Jerry. Fuck. I think it's super fucked up though that they're like, oh, you can't stay on the boat. You sent
Yeah.
their fucking husband
Seriously.
with three guards, motherfucker. Like,
I like his face when he calls like 3 days later. It's like, oh god damn it.
yeah.
That's gonna be a
So,
shitty
oh
conversation.
fuck.
Yeah.
Um. Oh, dude, I liked when his wife. We got to make a rule. Do not fucking call me in the
You're right.
infected landscape.
Right?
She calls him. Totally leads to the soldiers' deaths. Yeah.
They should use that scene for like the you know the beginning before a movie. They like don't like turn off your
Oh yeah,
phones, you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
They should use this scene before a fucking zombie film.
Man, she totally fucks them over. And that's a cool sequence too when they're riding bikes through the rain and the zombies
Yeah.
are kind of like vegged out,
It's
and
a cool sequence, but I just find that it went too quickly. Like it was
yeah, for sure. They were
the
in and out.
the Korean thing was just too quick. I think they could have cut some of the fucking WHO thing later and added
Yeah.
more to the Korean. I really like that fucking soldier too, the one who like is basically like give this to my wife,
Oh,
and
the
then
one that kills himself.
yeah, I like his like sign off or like the sniper's like I got you, Captain. He's like no, I got this one myself, or
Yeah, I got this one, boys.
or
Oh yeah,
yeah, this one's on me, or something
yeah.
like that. Yeah, he's
He's a
a
G.
badass. Yeah.
All right. Well, we know Letterboxd at 3.1. What do you think?
So I'm at 3.5, so I'm close to Letterbox. It's good. Like I enjoyed watching it, and honestly, if they had kept the same pace for the last act, it could have been easily a 4 or 4.5. But the movie's just disjointed, and the end really like pumps the brakes on the action of the film. And yeah, and of course like that's without really thinking of the book. If I fucking think of the book, then it's it'd probably go lower. But I'm really basing it off the movie itself, not thinking about the source material. So 3.5. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree. It is an extremely poor adaptation of the book. But remove the source material, and I'm at the same thing. I'm at 3.5. I was teetering at a 4, to be honest with you, because still, problems aside, I think it's still fucking really cool, man.
Mhm.
And but that I agree 100%. The pacing just like hard stop towards the end. Like,
Right.
whoa, shit. So
Yeah,
it's
because
good.
it's so frenetic. Like Philadelphia is crazy, then
Yeah.
you go Israel is crazy, and then
Hmm.
fucking Korea is crazy, and then God,
Yeah.
even the plane is crazy, and then
Yeah, you're
fucking the
right.
WHO is just like, poof.
Yeah.
Yep,
Let's sneak around
yep.
after we crash landed in the backyard.
Mhm.
Did one more follow-up question. Do they explain how Jerry and Sagan get back to the United States battle group?
Well, I
Or they
mean,
didn't.
they could just walk.
That's
Like
true.
at that point, like
They took
any
another plane, just crashed it in the fucking
some
ocean
yeah,
and swam to it.
they're not worried anymore. They could take their fucking sweet ass time. They can like yeah, I'm sure he called his friend who's like basically
That's true. You're right.
Hugh and just like get a helicopter and pick me up in Switzerland or wherever the fuck they are at the
Yeah.
end there.
Which is funny too, because like the UN has zero power in the real world. Like
Yeah.
they're pretty much a joke at this point.
Hmm.
But in this book, they're like, well, whatever. The fucking carrier commander's like, listen to the fucking UN guy. Like, who the fuck is this?
Well, all the countries fell at this point, so the
That's
UN is
true.
really the only thing that could keep it afloat, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but UN doesn't even have a fucking army. Like, it's
you
just
know,
literally a guy.
but they have to yeah, well, that guy, like,
The
you
guy's
know,
got a big old dick. He's swinging around.
exactly, yeah. All you need is that guy.
It's true. He fucking figures it out.
Yeah, yeah,
Don such a person on my ass. Get his ass off the boat. What would you rather have at this moment? We're either threatened with alien invasion right now.
yeah.
We almost had a pandemic that was supposed to destroy the world, didn't happen.
Yes.
Would you rather have aliens right now in this current climate,
Hmm.
or okay, traditional war? Here's your options.
Okay, traditional war.
Okay, ready? Traditional war, which is, could happen.
Yep.
Alien invasion, which I guess could happen depending on who you talk to.
Hmm.
Or another fucking pandemic that just fucking turns everyone into zombies. Or just kills everybody with the fucking flu. Which one do you want?
Fuck, it depends.
You have
Like,
to pick one. And you get AIDS.
yeah, I don't know. Like, hopefully the aliens are merciful,
I know. I'm
and
like, can you just like fix
could take us
problems?
somewhere else, like,
Honestly, I hope the aliens are just like, hey, shut the fuck up, humans.
or or
We're
or
gonna get
at,
there.
or at the very least, like, creates an Independence Day situation where the all the countries have to get together to fight it, and
Yeah,
then like have a new like form bond between like,
that'd be
okay,
cool.
it's not about US and Canada anymore. It's about humanity and whatever else is out there, so
That'd be neat.
yeah.
But in reality, if that happened 20 years
Yeah,
later, we'd be
Skype
at our
fucking
throats again.
20 years later, God, man.
2 years later?
Like,
1 year?
yeah. They'd fight over the fucking technology on the ships. Like,
That's true. Very true.
like,
It'd be
oh,
another Cold War.
that ship crashed between Canada and US. Who owns it? Oh, well,
Yeah, but that
now
was our missile technology. That took like,
yeah,
damn it. You
yeah.
better watch out, Steve. You become another state, bud.
Oh,
With
yeah,
that
yeah.
attitude.
Yeah, I don't think
I
so.
love it, dude. I love
Yeah.
it. I love how crazy our fucking world
Oh
is
yeah,
right now.
we're planning for all sorts of stuff. So,
I bet.
oh
Hey,
yeah.
aliens aren't getting my TV. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah, right.
Um, yeah, I hope the aliens just fucking take us out of our misery at this point.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe they'll show us something completely new. Like, yeah.
Yeah. There's a pact between the US and Russia that if aliens invaded, we would a mutual protection pact or some shit like
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah, I'm like, it's nuts. So maybe,
Is
hey,
that
the
is that the
plot,
Space Force?
yeah, the plot to fucking Watchmen was that.
Hmm.
If you
Yeah,
the original graphic novels,
right.
they do a fake alien invasion to bring humanity together.
Right, right.
It's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Anyway, World War Z, 3.5 out of 5, 3.1 on Letterboxd. You can find us on Discord, where we are in the midst of a championship round for the not Final Fantasy, fantasy football.
Final Fantasy football.
Yeah. Steve versus Raining Blood, and Raining Blood's got the edge.
Hmm.
It's Monday Night Football tonight. Steve's got to pull magic out of his ass to win.
Yeah, I have a 45% chance of winning the championship right now.
We'll
So
see.
we
From
will see.
from almost last to top two.
Yep.
That's a
Yeah,
big turnaround.
from bottom two to top two
Yeah,
over.
that's
Yep.
nice. Good turnaround. We got fantasy football. Come on over. We'll get you in Discord. Just ask one of us. We'll get you in the Horror Squad Podcast Discord. We got Gmail, Horror Squad Podcast at gmail.com. We got Instagram. We got all the twits. We got all the tweeters. We got all the X's. We got everything. Come on over. Hang out. It's a good time. Which would you prefer? Aliens? World War III or World War Z? I don't know. Thank you.
Yeah, and next week is going to be Nosferatu for
Ah, yeah, I
the
got my
new one,
tickets.
the new one.
Did you get your tickets ready?
I did. Yeah, I'm going the
Me too.
26th.
Yeah, I'm going 10:30 a.m. on the 26th.
Yeah. So, all
Nice.
right, have a good one,
Yeah.
and Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year. Bye.